Welcome back. Traders at Ayomure markets in Sabo area of Ikorodu, Lagos, today woke up to the destruction of their warehouses and shops and an alleged unnotified demolition. One of the victims who spoke to Channels Television on the telephone willed that about 30 warehouses and 20 shops with goods worth millions of naira were destroyed. According to her, the soldiers who besieged the market in the early hours of the morning with bulldozers have pleaded with them, stating that the market was wrongfully demolished and was not the exact target. The traders have called on the Lagos state government to investigate the incident. Channels Television will be bringing you more on this developing story. The socio-cultural group Ohanaeze Ndigbo appears set to take legal steps to address what it describes as the discriminatory attitude towards the Southeast and the South-South in federal appointments. This was announced by the President General of the group, Chief Nyanwodo, who said that the zones have not been well represented in the Buhari administration. He also applauded the bill granted IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, but criticized its conditions.
Discriminatory treatment being given to people of the Southeast and the South-South in federal appointments. And we have appointed a committee of senior advocates of Nigeria from Ohanaeze states to take the federal government to court about the discriminatory treatment that is given to the people of the Southeast and the South-South. Ohanaeze on our own are doing the best we can to carry on. We have set up Planning and Strategy Committee headed by Professor Chukwuma Soludo. We have also set up a Constitution Review Committee. We particularly feel happy that following our persistent demands, the government has responded now by granting bail to Nnamdi Kanu. Courts have given orders for bail in the past, but they have not been respected. We, however, deprecate the conditions for this bail. They are unconstitutional, they are too stringent, and it borders on judicial rascality in my view.
And Nyanwodo joins us now with business news.
You first. First Bank.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The Securities and Exchange Commission has restructured the board of directors of Ikeja hotels listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Mr. Tony Idigbe has been appointed as the interim chairman to pilot the affairs of the troubled hospitality company. A statement from the commission today says the move became necessary to avoid its total collapse and save shareholders' funds in the company. The Central Bank of Nigeria has denied some media reports that its ban on some 41 imported items ineligible for foreign exchange has now been reversed. A statement from the regulator explains that the report is a misinterpretation of its revised documentation requirement for allocation of foreign exchange for small-scale importation. The circular on the directive says importers of these items classified as ineligible for forex with a maximum transaction value of $20,000 can now get forex allocation. The Nigerian Stock Exchange recorded its third straight rally for the week today, as gains largely from consumer goods boosted the market's positive performance. Let's now join Chimezie Obiwago for the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The drop in the share price of Stanbic IBTC on Thursday's trading was unable to sway the market to the negative zone, all thanks to the gains recorded by heavily capitalized stocks like Nigerian breweries. The index, after several hours of negative position, ended in the green, up by 0.19% to close at 26,166.80. The total market value remains in the 9 trillion naira mark. With Zenith Bank being the major volume driver, The total volume of shares sold on Thursday's trading came to 255.6 million, valued at about 2.5 billion naira in 5,106 deals. Market breadth remains positive as 26 stocks posted gains while 16 posted declines. The highest price advancer in percentage terms was International Breweries. It was followed by Fitsin and Continental Reinsurance. On the flip side, however, Stanbic IBTC led the pack, followed by Unity Bank and Jais Bank. The banking stocks retained their position as the most preferred, placing Zenith Bank, FBN Holdings and UBA up on the top trade list. And that was the stock market report. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwago.
Thanks a lot, Chimezie. European markets closed higher today on the back of corporate earnings and optimism that centrist French presidential candidate Emmanuel Macron is maintaining the lead ahead of his Eurosceptic opponent Marine Le Pen ahead of elections on Sunday. Let's see the numbers. Thanks a lot for watching Business News Tonight. I'm Anne Owaodo. The rest of the news at 10 continues with Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
In line with the federal government's push to buy, patronize and invest in locally made goods, Shoprite Stores has opened an exhibition to showcase its goods, which are 80% made in Nigeria. Several entrepreneurs from across the country attended the exhibition in Ikeja City Mall, that is, where the management of Shoprite say they're committed to encouraging more production and patronage of indigenous products and boosting of SMEs in Nigeria.
Over the years, Nigeria has had to struggle with a steady depreciation in the value of the naira, until recently when the local currency started to appreciate. Some attribute this to Nigerians patronizing locally made products, which is why Shoprite Nigeria is reaffirming its commitment to selling same. Shoprite, which appears to be the leading retailer in Africa, has continued showcasing its dedication to promoting made-in-Nigeria goods.
It's a vegetable oil, and it is 100% cholesterol free. It has vitamin A and vitamin E, and if you want to taste, it does not congeal compared to some other oil.
The custard powder, we have 3 different flavors. The vanilla, milk and banana, and we have both sugar-free for diabetics that don't need sugar and the one that contains sugar.
On the shelf are food items like pounded yam, packaged pap, Nigerian-made icing sugar, as well as rice, groundnut oil, palm oil and banga oil extract, manufactured and packaged in Nigeria.
Banga fresh palm fruit extract is a quality product of Pali Agro Products Limited. Actually manufactured for every kitchen, designed for every kitchen, and then to make it easy, convenient for cooking.
Nigeria sweet rice, and it is proudly made by our farmers. It's grown in Niger State and processed over there. This size is 750 grams. And we have 3 other sizes, 5 kilogram, 25 kilogram, and 50 kilogram.
It's an organic oil, and it's low in fats. It's a kind of cholesterol-free oil.
This is the second in the series of events aimed at strengthening existing relationship with producers, alongside creating an opportunity for local producers to showcase their products for exports.
Nigerian Breweries PLC made an increase in turnover by 7% from 294 billion naira in 2015 to 314 billion naira in 2016 as part of the challenging operating environment. The chairman, board of directors of the company, Kolawole Jamodu, stated this at the company's 71st AGM in Lagos, where a dividend of 3 naira 58 kobo per share was also declared to shareholders. Some of the products of the Nigerian Breweries PLC include Star Lager Beer, Gulda, and Amsterdam Malt and Maltina.
National Standard on Auditing.
Management and shareholders of Nigerian Breweries PLC are gathered in Lagos for the company's 71st annual general meeting. The accounts of the company are carefully perused by the shareholders to understand how they performed in 2016. Revenue grew by 6.7% from 293.9 billion naira in 2015 to approximately 314 billion naira in 2016. A performance applauded by the shareholders who are also keen to ask questions bordering on grey areas. With 28.4 billion naira dividend recommended by the board for approval, the chairman makes the declaration of 3 naira 58 kobo dividend on every 50 kobo ordinary share.
Is to consider and if thought fit, approve by way of ordinary resolutions the proposal by the directors that gives the interested shareholders the choice to receive additional shares instead of cash dividends and to ratify the actions taken in that regard.
Nigerian Breweries PLC looks set to aim higher financially in 2017.
High points of 2016 were that in a very challenging environment, Nigerian Breweries was able to increase their revenues with 6.5% and continue with a very strong balance sheet. We generated a very good cash flow, and that allowed us to propose today to all the shareholders a payout ratio of 100%. Otherwise said, 28 billion of total dividend over the result of 2016.
As for this shareholder, it's a thumbs up for the board and management of Nigerian Breweries PLC.
They are making a move so that they can increase and get better in terms of conversion of scrips and bonus and the dividend, which we have gladly approved today. I think we are moving in the right direction.
With far-reaching fiscal and monetary policies being planned by the federal government, 2017 may present a better picture for shareholders.
The Executive Secretary of the Awolowo Foundation, Mrs. Tokunbo Awolowo Dosumu, is advocating true federalism, resource control and good governance. She made this call at the maiden edition of the Awo Conversation in Ikenne, Ogun State.
Aside from his widely known role in the actualization of Nigeria's independence and development, quotes like these from the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo makes his title as a sage better understood. And 30 years after his death, his words are still resonating with family, associates and enthusiastic youth who have a passion for leadership as they gathered at his country home in Ogun State to discuss. It's this year's edition of the Awo Conversations where the topics of true federalism, resource control and good governance take center stage. The late Premier's granddaughter and Executive Secretary of the Awolowo Foundation sees the youth as the next best thing.
Let's face it, people my generation and maybe the immediate coming generation, for us, the ship has sailed. But for people like you, we believe there's still hope.
A discussant, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, is saddened by the deepening security challenges the country is battling with, mainly brought about by mistrust and the convenient forgetfulness of teachings of men like Chief Awolowo.
Why are we coming to such hard thoughts, such hard statements? Because people have rejected the wisdom that Chief Awolowo recognized as when he was only a boy, a young man of 39, and that he repeated again and again and again throughout his life.
Chief Ayo Adebanjo was an associate of late Chief Awolowo. He is also an advocate for resource sharing and constitutional change, and what he feels are the mistakes of the past must be dealt with before progress can be made.
How
can you expect me to accept the situation? That is the constitution I want to change. Lagos has a population of 20 million. Kano has a population of 55 at that time. Now, I would have the same population with Lagos. Lagos has the same population with 55. Now, the military under their regime gave local government 20 to Lagos when they came into power, and then 74 to Kano. They didn't stop there. This is where the cheating and the fraud lies. They now say the revenue of the country will be divided on the number of local governments and the number of states. So the cheating to the south is arbitration. And you want us to keep quiet to continue that.
The late Chief Awolowo means many things to many people, but to Nigeria, he is a national treasure who will always be enshrined in its great history.
Just a correction there. Mrs. Tokunbo Awolowo Dosumu is the daughter of the late Awolowo. Now, still ahead on the news at 10, the quest to pick the 2 available slots continues as quarter-finalists emerge from the Lagos preliminaries of the Channels Nationals Kids after action on day 3. More coming up in sports news. Do join us again.